When we talked about the design of these homes with our community members, they talked about not only building for quality, but also building for affordability. We're dreaming big here, and we're reaching for the best that we can get, and we're gonna build it here.
Our new episode of Revolt looks at two tribes on the High Plains, both looking for their own kinds of tribal sovereignty. I'm Zach Toombs, I was the reporter on the piece.
And I'm Kate Grumke, I'm the producer.
We saw two very different reservations in this episode, the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota and the Crow Reservation in Montana. And on both of them they share at least one problem: lack of capital.
Right. So both places we had people separately tell us that they don't have a bank and that they also have a lot of trouble because they can't raise any capital through collateralizing land. So on reservations, some reservations, the land is held in trust by the federal government, which means you don't actually own your land,
right.
So you can't sell it or mortgage it, which is a way that most people gain wealth.
What are some of the difficulties of building solar energy infrastructure on Pine Ridge?
Capital. You got to have some kind of, either go to the bank or make a loan, do a small business loan with the SBA, do something. But here in Pine Ridge, we don't have a bank.
These are some of the poorest places in America. I mean, Pine Ridge, 1 in 2 people live in poverty. On the Crow Reservation, 1 in 3 people live in poverty. And the national rate is like 12% or so.
Right, and when you have people actually telling you this is creating a barrier for us developing natural resources, you have to think that there's a structural thing that's holding people down in poverty.
Coal has been our main source of income since 1974. So that's been 43 years ago. I don't want to be a passive royalty. I don't want, the passive royalty is leasing our land and not developing it ourselves. We want to be developing it. We want to be in control.
So on the Crow Reservation, they have a similar issue. They actually do have this resource in coal, which they've been heavily reliant on for 40 years, but they don't have the capital to mine that themselves.
Yeah, and they said that they didn't want to be a passive royalty anymore, that they want to own their own coal mine, but that again takes capital. On
both of these reservations, one thing that we heard that would really improve their situations would be banks, places where loans could be taken out to invest in new projects, new businesses. Right now they don't have that.
Thanks for watching our series Revolt. We post new episodes every week.